All right, we're live. So I want to, first of all, thank everybody for tuning in, or as people are tuning in. My name is Leah, and I am with Craft Brew Candle Co. And today on our show, we have Aaron Egerter.
Yep.
Got it.
Nailed
Look
it.
at that.
Very German.
Thank
Good job.
you. Yes, I'm
Well.
German too, a little bit.
Awesome.
I've been to Germany many times.
Yeah.
Beer is
Twice. Oh, many beers.
can't
Twice.
go wrong with beer in Germany.
Been twice and love it so far. I got to go to more places.
Yeah.
I have family there still, but haven't gone to the family.
Oh, eventually.
I feel like a bad
You have time. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if anyone has any questions, feel free to chime in and we'll peek over and take a look. Say hi, let us know who you are, let us know where you're from, and all that jazz. So, Aaron, again, thank you for coming. And I want to, before we get into our first beer, I wanted to quickly chat with you about you. And I know we connected. So for those of you who don't know, Aaron reached out to me because I make candles out of beer bottles and cans. And I cut the tops off of the beer cans.
Yep.
And Aaron collects can tabs for the Ronald McDonald House of Philadelphia.
Yep.
And would you consider yourself like an advocate, or are you an affiliate?
I'd say more of an advocate. I was actually a product of the Ronald McDonald House when I was a kid.
Right.
Was really sick when I was younger. Stayed there, and a lot of people did a lot of cool things for myself and my family, donating blood, monetary donations, gifts, all that good stuff. And with this past year, coronavirus hitting people differently, and I had a lot of different friends doing cool charities and donations. I was trying to think of a way that people could give back without,
monetary.
having to spend any more money than you already are. That being tabs. People are hydrating or dehydrating with beer, either way you look at it. Soup cans, cat food, dog food, all that good stuff always has them, so you can always save them somehow. So I thought it was a cool way to start it back up again. And
so what happens? Is it 1 pound of tabs equals 1 night at the McDonald's? What's the equivalent?
So the equivalent is still odd. So it's like based on conversion rate of which you recycle metal, which is constantly fluctuating. But it's basically $7 a night, I believe it is, to stay at the Ronald McDonald House. So last time I went, I brought, I want to say it was like 140 pounds worth of tabs and $80 worth of monetary donations. So whatever that worked out to within the scale of recycling and stuff like that. So it's constantly fluctuating, which is annoying, but
and when did you make your last deposit?
Last deposit, I went March 20th.
And so I know you've also connected with Icarus.
Yes. So
and Last Wave. Icarus Brewing in Lakewood and Last Wave Brewing in Point Pleasant Beach.
Yep.
And then you also know my guest from last month, Chelsea.
Yes, I do know my
She said, why hasn't Aaron reached out to me?
So I was trying to make it as simple as I could for the places that I asked. I didn't want it to make it like an inconvenience. So I was trying to get growlers and containers and bring the growler and container to you. So it's not like you have to store them yourself. I'll come by every so often since I enjoy craft beer.
So Chelsea says reach out to her.
So
she wants to be a part of it.
I will bring a growler to Chelsea.
Yes.
But I've
so Chelsea is just so you know, Chelsea is with Bradley Brew Project in Bradley Beach. All these breweries are in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And how much when did you connect with Icarus? Did you around the same time you connected with me with other breweries?
No. So I reached out to them around Christmas time.
Okay.
And that was when things were still kind of shut down and it was a slow trickle of people, and I was asking them to do it when they had big can releases and stuff like that. One of my college best friends is really close with the guys at Last Wave, so I've met a bunch of them before. So they were super receptive to it. I'm at Icarus all the time. I met the owner there a couple times, so he was really into it. Reached out to the guys at Heavy Reel down in Seaside. They've been saving a bunch, and since their busy season is coming up more because that beach is going to be more crowded, they'll probably have a lot more for me next time.
So it's been 2 months since your last deposit. Yeah. Where are you with your collection now with regards to between December and March?
The collection now is, I think, much further along as far as this time domain goes. I kind of started ahead of the curve. I hadn't collected tabs for a really long time, just lost track of it within life and college and that. And I moved out, and my parents gave me a full garbage can. And we're like, we had these, we found them when we were cleaning out the garage. We forgot about them. Do you want them? And I was
so that's included in what you have right now?
That's included in what I dropped off last time.
Okay,
so between what I picked up from you, what I picked up from the breweries, and then also Amendment 21, a bar
Oh yeah,
in Point
they're
Pleasant.
great. Yeah.
And then my gym, CrossFit by the Sea, I put out a container there, and people have been bringing them in from there.
Perfect.
I've already filled up a garbage can in under a month.
Oh my gosh!
So
and how much weight do you think is in the garbage
each
can?
garbage can weighed about like 60-ish pounds full. So gonna try and keep it going. I have 3 more garbage cans, and at that
so
point,
if people want to connect with you
more.
to donate,
yes,
they can reach out to me if they have as well, and I can connect to Aaron, or you can drop off tabs to all these breweries and restaurants that Aaron has mentioned,
or just send me a DM, and if there's somewhere easier for me to reach you, I would love to find a way to get them.
And Aaron's handle on Instagram is at AARON_.
Yes.
EGERTER.
Bingo.
Yes.
That's it.
So we'll say that again at the end of the show so that anybody can reach out if they want to partner with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they have donations for you. And I didn't tell you, but my son was born prematurely and he was in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Really?
And they offered in Long Branch, and it's a half-hour drive from where I am, and they offered the Ronald McDonald House at Monmouth University to me. And so I think it's a fantastic organization,
awesome.
And I really appreciate you reaching out and connecting.
Trying to reach out to as many people as I can to out of state, because Philly and Long Branch aren't the only 2. There's ones in Boston, Georgia, Chicago, anywhere you find a children's hospital or a big hospital, for that matter, usually has one. So been reaching out to Barstool Sports and stuff too to see if places like that'll help out.
That's great.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a slow drip, but it'll be worth it. Every drop in the bucket counts.
Well, we're excited to be a part of it. We're excited to help you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Those tabs I dropped off. I reached out to I put it out there in the world, and then my friend said, let me see what I can come up with. And a day later, he showed up with all that. I said, what? How did you do that?
So I work at a PT office in Belmar, and I made a video wanting to collect these on my Instagram in December, like right after Christmas, and my bosses reposted it. And all of a sudden, we had patients coming in with bags and bags of tabs. And I was like, I didn't realize this many people knew, or this many people are already saving them. People are coming in with tote bags.
Some people are saving them and they don't know why they're saving them.
I was like, you're just collecting your Budweiser tabs? I don't know that was a thing.
People collect all kinds of weird things.
I have a use for them, so bring them to me. It's totally fine.
I forgot we got a new speaker.
Sweet.
So I forgot to
I'll project a little more.
No, you don't need to now because it's right here. So let's get to drinking.
All right.
So this is we're gonna start with Icarus, since you know Icarus.
Cool.
I saw Icarus at Asbury Fresh on Saturday at Kennedy Park on Cookman Avenue. And I sell my candles there twice a month, and they are selling beer there.
Okay, I didn't know you did that. That's sweet.
And so they hooked me up, and this is one of their newer releases. This one is called Hey Hermano. I probably just said it horribly. But you've got, I think it's like a little otter on here. It's so cute. All these little colors. And this is an Imperial Mexican style lager. And it is 7.1%.
All right.
I love anything over 7%.
I think most people do.
I like to be able to taste my alcohol.
Yeah.
Unless it's really hot, and then I might go.
You got to go the lighter, the better.
I might go with a White Claw. Don't judge me. Depends on what I'm doing.
No judgment. There's a time for everything.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So I do a 3-sip rule.
Okay.
Because I feel like you get
something different every time.
Something different every time. And I have tried stuff on the first sip and I'm like, no.
And then you get
and then on the third sip, I'm like, whoa, I like this.
My Untapped account is very weird because I will shotgun judge something and be like, oh, this sucks. And I'm halfway through the can. I'm like, damn it. I got to do this again. I got to do it again. And then my friends will ask me, why did you tag that twice? You're just too quick to judge.
It's good, right?
Palate cleanser in between. Yeah, this is great.
It is for a 7%. It's light.
Not that I was gonna say. That's not that in your face.
It's not. It's not a hoppy beer because it's a lager. Yeah. And I rarely do find a lager over 6%, let alone over 6.5%.
Yeah, I was gonna say over 5.5%.
Yeah,
like what I always say. That's good.
Really
I usually
rare.
don't get lagers. for
Yeah.
that reason.
So the color is really nice. It's a darker
rich gold
color.
color.
Yeah.
I like this.
Today we're drinking out of our Asbury Park Beer Fest Rat 95.9 sponsorship tasters from the Beer Fest. Probably the last one they did. Yeah.
I have it at home. I don't remember much, but I have the glass at home.
I constantly will throw them out as we accumulate too many.
Yeah. My beer glass collection is a little
have never missed a beer fest ever. Really? Even when I was pregnant, I went. Okay. DD ticket. Yeah. But just because I don't want to break the streak. And of course, last year we didn't have one, and this year we didn't have one. We did have one last year because I went and I was pregnant and I didn't know I was pregnant. Whoops!
Good time to find out.
Probably 3 weeks. It's all right. Fine. Yeah. I also was pregnant when I went to Oktoberfest in Germany and probably 3 weeks pregnant. Didn't know.
I've been dying to go to Oktoberfest, and I was supposed to go this past year.
It was the first time in ever that they canceled it.
They canceled it. I know.
Ever.
We have patients who work for Audi. So he's been to Germany a dozen times.
Yeah.
And been to Oktoberfest a dozen times. And he's like telling me what tent you have to be in at what time. Make sure you reserve here. Make sure you go there. Well, he knows like people that have a table. So he's like, I'll set you up with my friends.
That's
like,
the key. Because
I don't know if I'm ready for your friends. I got to. If they do this every year,
have
it's a daunting
seat,
thing.
They won't serve you.
Nope.
And so there's no reservations.
Yeah.
And it's huge benches and no one. And if you're sitting, you're probably too drunk.
Yeah.
And everyone is standing on the bench chairs.
He sent me like the hooligan sections for all the soccer teams between like Dortmund and Bayern Munich, shouting chants at each other and cheering, and then hugging.
And in every tent, there's a band.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I think we got there. The day we went, it downpoured. Mm-hmm. Hours, like an hour or so before when we went out into Munich, did some sightseeing, went back to the hotel, took a nap, got up, got our lederhosen on, and and then walked to the train station, and it was dumping. Really? Dumping rain.
Yeah.
And so we took the trains weren't even running because it was flooding.
Right.
And we finally got on the train, and then we got to our stop, and you have to walk up. It's like a subway situation. Yeah. And you have to walk up the stairs, and there's just a river of water coming down the stairs. And so we're in a sea of lederhosen people all looking around like, what do we do? Do we go? Do we not go? Do we wait?
Yeah, it makes it all taste better. You're soaking wet.
I think we waited about 10 minutes, and I in like the flow of the water, I was like, I think it's letting up a little bit. Let's just do it. And I think
the water is calming down. The rapids coming down the subway are gone.
It's not flowing as fast.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Why
and
not?
So we ran up the stairs, and when we got into the tent, we were all soaked. And it was such a good time.
So jealous.
And we found a seat next to a bunch of Australian people. And my buddy, who's from here, was traveling in Germany and was stayed a couple extra days in Munich to meet up with us.
That's awesome.
And so he had been doing Oktoberfest for a few days. You only need to do it for one day.
I was going to say, I've heard it's like you go for one and then you sleep it off for two.
Right.
Like,
so we got there, I think, at 7, and they kick you out at, I don't know, midnight, maybe 11.
It's like a loose kick out.
Too.
It's like go home.
They kick you out of the tent, like, for sure.
Yeah.
So we closed the place down. Like, they were like, you gotta go.
Okay.
And then we stumbled to the Burger King. Back to the hotel.
That's not a terrible place to stumble after a night of drinking.
And my husband's like, why are there so many people here? So he's hammered. I mean, we're both
Burger
hammered.
King in Munich.
But I think between the two of us, we drank 3.5 steins
in
3.5 hours.
Oh.
So we were having a good time.
You're weighed down at that point.
Yes. And but so the next day we were only going to do one. We only had plans to do one night. And the next day we went back
Yeah.
in the daytime.
Okay.
And did the daytime stuff.
Yeah, you got to enjoy.
We sat outside and have like hair of the dog beer and like
feel
a
right as rain
pretzel
right after,
and went on the Ferris wheel.
Okay.
And, you know, all
Nice.
the daytime things.
Yeah.
And then we, you know, we left the hotel at checkout at like 11. And
That's awesome.
Went back over.
I'm jealous of that trip.
But
I'm very jealous.
we want to
of that.
go again, so you definitely should look into going.
Absolutely, 100%.
And don't rent a car in Germany or in Europe. It is cheaper to rent the car than it is to put gas in it. I'll tell you.
So I've rented a car.
$6 a gallon.
I rented a car when I went to Iceland, and I rented a car when I went to Norway. And it wasn't the gas that got me. I got me. I didn't know that there were speed traps in Iceland on camera. So you're driving down these like beautiful snow-swept roads with no one on them, and you're thinking like, "Oh, there's no one on them. Like, let's go."
Oh my God.
So you're flying down these roads. I got 3 speeding tickets in Iceland.
You're never allowed back.
All on camera. Well, that's what I thought. I thought I was going to be an international criminal because they didn't tell me I had the tickets until I got home. Stop. After Iceland, I went to Norway and then came home, and I got a call from the rental car company. And they were like, "Got to pay these tickets." It took me like 7 phone calls.
You'll be okay in Germany.
To figure out how to pay them.
Because they have the Autobahn.
That is also
And if
true.
they do want you to follow the speed limit, then they put it in a digitalized banner
Well,
above
I ignored
thing.
the digitalized banners.
But can I just tell you,
no.
I drive in America like I was driving, like I wish we could all drive from Germany, because it's like a beautiful ballet.
Oh, it's organized chaos at its finest.
And there's a reason there's never cops on the highway.
Have you noticed there's people
that
that get out of car doors in lanes? Like your taxi doesn't pull over. When I was in Munich, they didn't pull over. They stayed in the middle lane. They're like, "We're at your corner. Get out." And there's still 2 lanes of traffic on either side of you. And they just told you to go ahead.
On the highway, everyone stays to the right unless you're passing.
Unless you're flying.
Well, there's a reason that it is still the law here in the United States. It's supposed to be that's to help the flow of traffic.
Right.
And when people
keep it
don't
moving.
follow those rules, that's how you get congestion.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get accidents.
Mm-hmm.
You never see accidents in Germany, and you don't see police on the highway because everyone follows the rules. There's a reason.
Well, it's the same way in the flow of traffic of people. When you go to Manhattan, how many people do you see that actually stop for the do not walk sign?
Right.
And how many people stop in Europe for the do not walk sign? Everyone.
The pedestrians.
I walked once in Europe
Somebody
when there was a
yelled at
do not walk, and I was halfway across the street before I realized I was alone.
Yeah, everybody's
and
back
turned
there
around,
waiting.
And everyone else I was with was standing back there, and they were just looking at me like,
this happened to me in
look
a
at this
super
guy, like, what the hell are you doing?
residential town with like no street lights and like one street light and people were just waiting, and there's not a car anywhere.
Sight, but they're
waiting.
They wait.
That I can't do, but I will follow the rules on the highway.
God.
It's beautiful.
It's happened to me before too, though. You sit there and you're just staring at this empty intersection like, think we're okay.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to try is flying fish, mango kayak.
Ooh.
You need to get like a zoom. I can't wait to get like a nicer camera. We're getting there. We're amateur hour here.
You're
so
more advanced than me.
We're fresh. So the end of this month is our 1-year anniversary of being Craft Brew Candle Co.
Nice.
And I actually forgot to put my candle out here to light. So I'm going to text my husband and see if he can come out. I'm not going to. I'm just going to call him because.
Candle.
Yeah. So this is a hazy pale ale brewed with mango, and it's 5.2%. Can you bring down that candle that's on the island, please? Thanks. Bye. Husbands are good for something.
That's love right there.
It is.
Can you bring that candle? Of course.
So I'm gonna
make sure you're wearing your tux.
Yeah. He's gonna make a cameo because I can't get out, but I'm gonna show. This is such a cool can.
It's a very cool
I
can.
am definitely someone who,
it's a candle can.
Unfortunately, because of my business,
I judge a book by it.
Based on.
I do. But then I signed up for Tavor, and I had to stop judging books by their cover.
What? Somebody push that table in. Sorry.
Gotta hit
Technical
Gotta hit
difficulties.
you.
Oh, it's so humid.
There you go. Try it again.
You'll have to come in. Can you get the lighter too right there and turn the fan on? I'm dying. Thank you.
Puppies.
And get the dog out of here.
Oh, an evil twin.
Yes. So this is the ET Stay Home 6.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's good. And this one is scented Mediterranean fig, so we're gonna have a little ambiance here. And so I picked this one up. I have my candles are in a few different stores.
So with your 1 year, how did you start this, by the way?
So I lost my job in April of 2020.
Okay.
I was a director of finance, and I lost my job due to COVID.
Yeah.
I was working in the real estate and construction industry, and most of my work was rolled around gutting and renovating homes and managing the budgets on those projects, handling all different, we had like lines of credit, and we had investors, and we had, all these subcontractors and then all this stuff. So when COVID hit and the manufacturing warehouses that supply, everything that you see that people build custom for homes or whatever, those places shut down. And then towns were taking what should take a day or two to get a permit. We're taking 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that part of the business just started to die.
Slowly wilt.
Yes. And we were, they were already, so we also had a separate side where we have homes that are finished. So 20% of the homes that we renovate, we flip for capital. Yeah. And then the other 80% we would rent and sell internally to another company that I also manage. I think I had 20 different companies within the company that I managed.
That's awesome.
And then we had a property management company that would handle like the rentals and stuff like that. And if we needed to get involved, I would be involved in that quarterly, do the finances and stuff like that. But so that stuff, obviously was also going to take a hit because people were going to stop paying their rent. Yep. And so the construction, so they started selling off properties just to survive.
Keep revenue in
but the construction side just died.
Yeah.
And since that was 80% of my work, so did my job.
Ugh.
I was 4 months pregnant, and in the state of New Jersey, you have to be employed for 12 months with your employer in order to qualify for state maternity leave. So I was SOL. Even if I took another job, I'd have to quit. Yeah. And I'm just not that kind of a person.
Yeah.
So I also am not a sit on your butt and hope for the best kind of a person.
Yeah. Get up and go.
Unemployment wasn't going to last forever. So we needed to do something to bring money.
Yeah.
So we started this. Yeah. And so awesome. It's really been growing, and it's been taking off. And we are looking to hire a social media manager. If anyone knows anybody, please send them my way. We had one, and she took a full-time position, which I'm very happy for her. But we now need someone to replace her. So it's 6 hours a week, not a lot, super simple stuff. But hit me up.
I think I might have do some texting.
And then you are a physical trainer. Or a personal trainer.
I'm a mobility trainer. At a physical therapy. There's a lot of ins and outs of that.
Right.
I've been working at Current Recovery and Performance in Belmar for 6 years now. Started as an intern my senior year of college and just kind of kept showing up until they had to pay me. And now I help manage a facility, the daily goings on, make sure the wheels stay on the bus, and get to do a lot of cool hands-on stuff with clients. And awesome. I love it. Yeah.
Well,
it's
cheers.
A lot of fun. Thank you. Cheers.
Oh, you can smell it. It smells good.
That smells fantastic. That's a candle scent. That smells so good.
We actually have mango on the way.
Yeah.
It is being added to our
perfect plug.
List.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So this is great. This is nice. I'm not sure if I like it. I mean, I'm not sure if I love it.
I like the
I
smell
like it.
way more than I
This-
like the taste.
Absolutely. It does
It's
smell
good.
great. And it tastes not at all what it smells like.
No, it does not. I was waiting for very fruity.
It's
I gotta-
very like bland,
Yeah,
I feel.
I was gonna say I can taste a little fruit if I try really hard,
Yeah, I'm on like 3 or 4.
but I don't want to
sips.
try really hard. To taste
Yeah.
my beer.
This is probably not something that I would buy again.
No, I can agree with that. I would
I
definitely buy
like-
the first one again,
Yeah.
but
This
this
is
one.
definitely, I mean, it's a lighter beer. It's only 5.2%.
But if you make a candle out of this,
I
this is a candle I would
mean,
burn.
I bought a 6-pack, so I got a drink
This is a candle I would burn.
them.
You just have a barbecue at
That's
that point.
true.
You
Yeah, we
guys, I
share.
have this delightful beer. Here you go. Give me the cans.
That's false advertising.
So,
Delightful
what
beer.
is your favorite brewery?
So my favorite brewery is Cane.
Okay.
A lot of Cane. Cane. You either love Cane or you hate Cane. Honestly, my impression.
I'm on the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always feel like if you're an IPA person, you
Mhm.
love Cane.
Mhm.
But I've also met a very few people who are IPA people who don't like Cane.
Yeah.
And some people also don't like Cane because they think that Cane is like hoity-toity and like has their nose up in the air. And I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, they do.
They do.
But
They've earned that right a little
they
bit. to
had,
be
you know,
nose in
listen,
the air.
they were one of the first
Mhm.
out here to like corner the brewery market and, you know, and the craft beer situation and to get big.
Mhm.
And they make a lot of great stuff, I
Yeah.
think. I'm not a port or a stout person.
Okay.
My husband is.
So am I. Yeah.
And so he loves their ports and stouts.
Yeah.
But you know, it's really, you know, people say, oh well, they never go to the beer fests, and I'm like, well, it's much more complicated than that.
I feel like they've earned the right to not have to go to the beer.
Well, they
fest at
don't
a
need
point.
to.
Right.
They have a great
they've drummed
following.
up everything they need to.
They, you know, and now with delivery,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's changed their.
it's
Game
changed
totally, yeah.
everyone's game.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And so they're still my favorite.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that have worked there for a long time, that still work there for a long time. So, you know, I definitely feel like I'm welcomed
Yeah.
when I go there.
Yeah.
But I understand why some people don't like Cane. And usually it's because they're not IPA people.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a good.
So you are not a Cane.
I'm not.
person.
I went to Cane when they got to the nose in the air point
Yes,
that I think
yes.
people are seeing. I didn't even go for that. I feel like whenever I've gone and gotten a flight, and maybe this is just like me when I've gone, but I felt like one tasted like the next, tasted like the next. I don't know. I didn't taste much of a variant when I went.
Right.
And I've tried a few flights there. I do love, like you said, your husband loves like the stouts and the ports.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy those. They're like specials they make, the Mexican
Right.
brunch and all that good
Yes.
stuff. But I don't know. Everything else, I haven't like knocked my socks off.
Yeah, I mean, they have
That's
been
just me.
expanding a lot in
Yeah.
terms of like the styles of beer that
Mhm.
they've been doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've done a couple of German runs in the last few months, which have
Yeah.
turned out really nice and taste really good. But yes, their IPAs kind of all taste the same.
They blend a little.
They do.
I went out to Oregon in 2019 and did like just the entire brewery scene of
Yes.
the city of Portland, and went to Great Notion. And I sat at the bar and I was talking to the one bar manager, and they had cans in the fridge behind them, and they were from Cane and Carton. And I was like stunned. It's like, where the hell did you get those? Like,
All the
you
way
are
in Oregon?
all the way in Oregon.
Oh my god.
Turned out that they took a meeting with Cane here and they did a collab.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I want to say it was like a blueberry dragon something or other was the
Wild.
name. I don't know, because Great Notion's got the crazy names.
Sure.
And I tried it and I was like, I don't know, I wanted it to be so much different than it was. I was
Yeah.
so upset.
Oh.
But I thought it was so cool though, still to see like, I know Cane is big for our area, but the fact that Cane had reached
The West Coast.
that far,
Right.
and
Right.
far where like beer there. I mean, I think that's the most breweries per capita in a city, isn't it?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I think-
they're definitely have
Portland
lot
has a
out
ton.
there. Yeah.
I think I did 17
Yeah.
in like a weekend. I needed a nap.
Yeah.
It was great, but not good all at once.
Yeah, you know, it's hard because like Cane was my first
Mhm.
experience here too. I moved here from Colorado in 2010.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I didn't really appreciate or value or get into craft beer until I lived here.
Okay.
So I was always a Fat Tire girl,
Yeah.
New Belgium Fat Tire. Yes,
No.
obviously.
No
Belgium,
way.
New Belgium. And my handle on Untapped is Fat Tire Lover.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. Okay.
But that was the extent of like my beer profile with regards to like how fancy I got.
Yeah.
And
Mine was a Blue Moon.
yeah.
I didn't know.
I think I was a step up from you.
I drank like my dad.
Budweiser
and my
owns
dad
Blue Moon.
drinks like my dad doesn't drink much.
Yeah.
Now he does because I force it to.
Well, Blue
But,
Moon
like,
is also brewed in Colorado. And so, but then I came here and I think Kane was the first brewery I went to. And it's so close to here that it was like Last Wave didn't exist.
Yeah.
Icarus didn't exist. Bradley Brew Project definitely didn't exist. They've
No.
only been around a few years.
Yeah.
And so they were really the only, I think them and Carton.
Mhm.
And Carton is
we're
quite
the big two in the area.
right.
Yeah.
And Carton is, can be 35 minutes away with traffic.
It's a pain in the butt.
It's like Long
It's an
Branch.
awesome place.
It's like getting to Long
Pain
Branch.
in the
It's the
butt.
worst.
Oh yeah.
So I think I've like just kind of been like hugged by Kane for so long
Yeah.
that like I will never give up
So
that
was
love. And
Last Wave for me.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
One of my best friends in college is close friends with the owner's family and came to my house one day to like pregame before we went out to Bar A and do the whole beat the clock thing.
Yeah.
And he brought this growler unlabeled of like mystery fluid. And he was like, "Oh, I know you're trying to get into new beers, like buying random 6-packs at the liquor store. Like, give this a try."
Oh
and he
my
refused to tell me where it was from, what was in it, why he had it. Like, what is this? And then finally, he's like, "Oh, I'll let you know
Did
this
you
summer.
like
I'll
it?
let you know this summer." Loved it.
God. Okay.
Loved it. He's like, "Oh, I'll let you know this summer. I'll let you know this summer."
And this is before they
No,
opened.
Before they opened. This was like when they were test batching things.
Yeah.
And finally, he texts me. He's like, "Hey, man, you see that brewery opening up on Bay Avenue?" Or I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "You want to go with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And we show up and he starts shaking everybody's hands. And I look at him and I was like, "Is this where you got that beer from?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, man." And so I was just obsessed from there on out.
Yeah.
It was 5 blocks from my parents' house.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah,
That
that's
was it.
awesome. Yeah, when I used to work right next door to
It's a
them,
very
I would
dangerous
smell
place to work,
them.
is right
Well,
next door.
unfortunately, I was working 7 to 4, and
Yeah.
they don't open
And they
till
didn't open
5.
until 5.
And so I would smell them brewing all day long, and I would write on my Instagram like, "Oh," and
What
I
are
would
you
tag
guys
them.
doing?
"I'll smell
Yeah,
you over there.
yeah.
What are you making today?"
I'll walk to Rosie's to get a slice. I'll
Yes.
sit there for 45
Yes.
minutes. I'll walk right across the street. That's the MO whenever I go
Will
back
they let
home.
you bring food
Mhm.
at Last Week? Okay.
Yep. So I have a couple friends who live in Point still, and whenever we go hang out, it's usually who's ordering the pizza, and we'll meet you at the brewery.
Yeah.
And whoever's first there has to go get the pizza.
Yeah,
and we'll order
and
the
speaking
first
of food at breweries, like Kane is like a no.
I know.
They've always been a no.
Oh.
And so I think that also kind of rubs people the wrong way if
It
they
does.
already are like on
It
the fence
does.
about Kane.
Yeah.
And then, but
Icarus with the food trucks is always like a
you can't go wrong there.
no.
You
never,
can't go wrong.
absolutely not.
902 Brewing up in Jersey City invited me to come up there for an event.
Yeah.
And they almost always have a food truck out
That's
front.
awesome.
And they have like live music all
Yeah.
the time. They do all kinds of great stuff. And that's a great place. It's literally in the middle of nowhere.
From what I've heard.
And it's like industrial
magnified.
and like half of it is starting to build up and the other half is just like empty chain linked lots.
Yeah.
And
You feel like you're in a prison yard.
I mean, it's Jersey City, but
yeah.
you're like, oh, I don't know about this. And then their building is beautiful.
I went to Magnify. You ever been to Magnify?
Yes.
Magnify is like that too.
Yes.
You're driving past this like JCP&L building
Yeah.
and all these
Middle of
electric
nowhere.
trucks and things with boards on windows, and all of a sudden you get to this little sign, Magnify Brewing and some distillery, and I was like, in the right place. Is there a
I feel like
distribution warehouse?
70%
Then you go
of
inside.
breweries are like that.
Oh
though.
yeah.
Because it is.
You can't judge
is-
it by its cover. 'Cause you go
No.
inside and everything's fantastic. You're like,
Because honestly, the rent I'm sure is cheap
yeah,
because they're not on
Yeah.
a main road.
and you can
And
crank out
It
product.
doesn't
and
matter
no one
where
has
you
to-
are as long as you're making something good.
Bingo.
So
Exactly. 100%.
yeah. So let's. I brought one that I've never tried, and I'm guessing you've never tried. This is called Rebel. It's an IPA. It's from Common Roots Brewing Company in South Glen Falls, New York.
It's got the David Bowie feeling.
Yes.
There, huh?
I thought that was fun.
It's pretty cool. I think I've gotten
Well, I think it's a play on words.
I think I've gotten something from
Rebel,
them.
rebel.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Gotcha.
I think I've gotten something from them in a Tavor box, but I'm not sure.
It's a Tavor box.
It was a
horrible.
brewery. It's like a beer subscription thing
Oh,
I did for
okay.
a little bit. I will keep how much money I spent on that app
To yourself?
to myself. I got a little carried away. It's like a kid when you tell him to take one candy bar on Halloween and you
Yeah.
just order too much beer.
Oh my god.
So I was getting a lot of beer every 3 months in this obnoxious box on my front door. My roommates were like, why is there a 80-pound box labeled "Keep Cold" on the front porch?
My friend Paul has been doing the same
They would
thing.
appreciate it. When I opened
And
it.
he brings me some really cool cans.
There's some cool stuff you
Yeah.
can get from places far and wide.
Yeah.
North and South
Yeah,
Dakota,
absolutely.
and all over the place.
East
like,
to west, north to
that,
south.
like I'd never have before.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So this one is a 6.5% IPA.
Ooh,
That's nice off the
That's-
first.
yeah.
It always astonishes me when companies choose to write out Imperial Pale Ale versus say IPA.
I'm a big acronym guy.
Yes.
As long as it's like a commonly known acronym.
Some people
I have
who
friends
are
that
not-
abbreviate things that
Yeah.
either need
So
not be
then-
abbreviated or like it's too many syllables or letters. You're like,
Only you would know.
what's the
that,
point?
okay?
What's the point? Yeah.
But it's just I know people who aren't super beer drinkers and
Yeah.
they think, oh, is this different than an IPA? Is
You just look at
Imperial
them and
Pale Ale
yes.
different than an IPA?
You talk to them like a Benny. There's the beach, and you point them west instead of east. And we
I
move on.
sent my sister a meme, a GIF in our text the other day, and it was Snooki running down the boardwalk, and underneath said, "Where's the beach?"
It's.
I
Listen,
love Jersey Shore. It's coming back.
Is it?
Yes.
No.
Well, it's been like Jersey Shore family vacation, right? So they're doing another season. I hope it never dies. I am a meatball.
One
I
of
am
my
a
roommates
meatball
is obsessed.
through and through. I've been watching since before I moved here, but you know what?
Did you think
grew
we
up-
were all going to be like them?
I grew up coming out here.
Okay.
So I have always been an advocate of New Jersey and how beautiful it is and the amazing things that it has in such a little tiny box.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
And I've always wanted to live back by the water. I grew up in Chicago and I lived like a 10-minute bike ride away from Lake Michigan.
So Chicago, Colorado to here.
Yeah, and I was born in San Francisco. Only lived there for like 2 months,
Been
so it doesn't
everywhere.
count.
Damn. That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
My dad is from Michigan and my mom is from Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. So we're just all over the place.
You've conquered the United States.
Yes.
North, south, east, and west.
Yes.
Good for you. That's awesome.
But I have always loved it here. It takes my city loving
Mhm.
lifestyle mixed with my beach loving lifestyle.
It's a good
And
blend.
on a good day, you're an hour from New York City in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
You're an hour and 20 to Philly.
Mhm.
You're an hour to Atlantic City. You've got the mountains. You've got lakes.
Mhm.
You've got rivers. You've got
Sure.
the ocean. I mean,
We got the
you
best
have
of
everything
most things,
you
yeah.
could need within an hour and a half.
Mhm.
And I am
Yep.
right dab in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's not much to complain about
Yeah.
with that. You got a point.
the weather's great. And over here by the shore, we don't get that much snow.
No, but I love snow.
I do like the snow.
I
I
wish we
prefer
got
a
more.
snow to the point where nobody's going anywhere.
Mhm.
And so we're all in the same
I
boat.
still enjoy a snow day.
Mhm.
100%.
I do not enjoy snow where it is 2 inches, dangerous to drive, but you have to go
And
anyway.
heavy to shovel. Yeah, I can agree with that. That gets
We
annoying.
had some crazy snowstorms last year,
Yeah.
this last winter,
Yeah.
and the winter before, nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Zilch. Which means we're going to probably
Zero.
get nothing for the next 2 years and then get crushed 3 years from now.
Wow. We'll see. Global warming. It's real.
That's fair. also
You just
true.
never know.
That is also true. They'll be getting snow
This one
back
is
in
nice.
Texas
Do you
again.
like it?
This is, I think, my favorite of the three. Yeah.
This is good.
Like a
Well done.
A little piney.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well done, Common Roots.
It's really good.
Yeah, I love when breweries do play on words.
Oh yeah.
With regards to
So then,
names
have you
and-
tried anything from Alternate Ending yet?
Oh yeah, I have.
Talk about satisfying every nerd
Yeah.
you can have as far as
People-
references go.
My beer friends are obsessed with Alternate.
Oh, so am I.
They go there all the time for dinner.
Because I
and
love
have all the-
Tallulah's pizza and I
Yes.
love good beer, and you get both in one building.
Well,
and you can still get a gin.
my
and
husband and I, our favorite restaurant is our favorite pizza is Tallulah's in
100%.
Asbury Park. And then our other friends, their favorite pizza is Tallulah's. It was Porta. Now it's Tallulah's. We still love Porta, but still.
Porta's a close second.
Yes.
I can.
Yes. But
Yeah.
before Tallulah's, it was Porta. And now it's Tallulah's. And then they merged with Alternate Ending.
It is
And then
out of
they
this world.
took this amazing building and made it wonderful. And I think I've been twice. I don't go as often as I'd like. I've got kids and sitters are
I
expensive.
think I was
So-
going every Monday for like 4 weeks after
Did they have
opened.
specials on Monday or something? Like
no,
on food?
it was so 2 of my coworkers are big beer heads too, and we would just see that they dropped 2 new beers on Instagram that weekend, and we
You're
were like,
gotta go.
"You guys want to go Monday again?" And we would just go and basically order the exact same thing, try the new beer, try our favorite beer from last week, and go home. And it was like the routine for a while until we looked at our wallets and we were like, "Okay, we gotta,
Yeah, I
we gotta
have
slow
3
down."
candles right now available for sale on my website.
Yeah,
One is the What If
Yeah.
IPA. The other one is the Chuckleheads. And then the other one is the Holy Schmoly.
I've not tried the Holy Schmoly.
So yeah, I only
Okay.
got my hands on like one of those. I got my hands on a 4-pack of the What If.
Yeah.
And then I got one empty of the Holy Schmoly and then one empty of the Chuckleheads. So
I think I might have some at home.
yeah.
I'll bring them your way.
So it's fun to see. Yeah, they do great
They
play
do
on words.
cool references.
Yeah.
They've if when you go, they like have a little like suggestions thing on your receipt. Have you
Oh,
seen
okay.
that?
No.
So I watch far too many movies, and my roommates and I are big Paul Rudd fans.
I love Paul Rudd.
So I've written down the same
From the days of Clueless.
So I've written down suggestions multiple times
Paul Rudd stuff.
that I want them to do a Paul Rudd themed beer. You can call it if you're watching.
Alternate ending. Listen
can,
up.
You can call it "You're a Whore, Peter." It's from "I Love You, Man," and you can make it that after he was Ant-Man, he had to go into witness protection. He was on some tough times. He became Peter from "I Love You, Man." He met the love of his life. I'm telling you, it'll work. I've written
What
it down
kind of
now.
a style of beer would it be? See, coming up with a name is easy.
I know. Maybe that's what I'm missing. They want me to come up with a full idea.
Yeah. So
I'll
you
get
think
back to
about
them on
that. Yeah.
That's a good call.
And
I should think
yeah,
about that a little
DM
more.
them. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I got to rethink my whole plan.
So I also got my hands on a can that is the epitome of non-trademark infringement, and it
Can't wait for this.
and it's by Evil Twin. Evil Twin or Evil Genius, right? Is that another one?
Evil Genius is in Philly. I love
Evil Genius.
Yeah.
And it's Ermengarder Skirtles.
Yes. Evil Genius.
Evil Genius.
Because I think I have a bottle of that next to the Perpy Munkle dishwasher in my refrigerator. So
Yeah, so it's Ermengarder Skirtles.
yes. I'm
Not I'm gonna get some Skittles.
I'm
It's
98%
Ermengarder
sure.
Skirtles.
Yes. Pretty sure it's Evil Genius.
Yes, you're right. It's the E.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
And that one is hilarious. So I have that one too. And then I've gotten cans of like the warheads,
Yeah.
like the atomic warheads.
Yeah.
It's so cool to
It's a
see the stuff that
very
I
cool
get.
can. Yeah.
And people, my favorite thing is when people walk by my table when I'm selling at farmers markets and craft fairs. 50% of them think I'm selling beer at first, and then they get
And they're like,
disappointed.
"There's
And
a
I'm
wiki."
like, oh, I'm sorry, I took care of that part
Yeah,
already.
What do you think I did while I made these?
So it's such a good time. And then Forgotten Boardwalk was at Asbury Fresh too.
Really?
Yeah, they're great. Honestly, I haven't gotten down there.
So you
to
know how they
see
got their
them.
name?
No,
They're named after the Asbury Boardwalk.
but they're in Point.
They're
Right?
in
I thought they were
Cherry Hill area. They're like right outside of Philly.
I thought they were in Point Beach for some reason.
No.
Oh,
But
I know where Cherry Hill
they
is.
have beers named after things all over the place.
Right.
Point Pleasant, Asbury. They have one named the Morro Castle. And I had to give them a history lesson when I was there. I feel like I had a couple too many and really got at the bartender. But the Morro Castle disaster happened off the shore of Point Pleasant and Manasquan. And my Uncle John and his boat, the Jamaica, were the first people out there to pull people out of the water after the boat started to sink and caught fire.
God.
So I told him, I was like, you have to speak to your owners and you have to name a beer after my Uncle John.
And did they?
No, they still haven't done
Oh,
that, but
jerks.
I was really hoping I was onto something. And my buddy that was there was like, do you have any idea? Like, this guy doesn't care. Like,
No,
this guy's
no.
looking at you like, what?
Who are you?
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Who's this guy?
After I was like, really proud of myself.
I love how, and this is not a knock at all, because any big craft beer lover gets in that mode where they're like, they think they know
Oh yeah,
everything.
100%. I think I know nothing. I just
And
think
I love when they
I
talk
have
to
a great
the.
story about
They
it.
meet the owner. They're like, "Oh, are you the owner of the brewery?" And then they've been drinking a little bit, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you guys should do this."
I was just proud of
Like,
my
they don't-
history lessons so much. And then the next day I was like, nobody cares.
What was I thinking?
What was that? Stop it. He didn't ask my opinion. Leave his beer alone.
Yeah.
I'll leave it be next time.
So, have you worked with professional athletes?
So I work with a few fighters that fight professionally.
MMA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So people
And
in
do
Bellator,
you like
the
their
UFC.
number? Like, are you their physical therapist,
Um,
or are you their?
Some of them use our company, yes. Some of them use one of our personal trainers as well. I work strictly on like their mobility, so making sure all their joints have the proper ranges of motion to basically get the crap beat out of them all the time, whether that's in training or in the ring, and not get the crap beat out of them. Obviously, the objective is for them to beat the crap out of somebody else. So
Well, that's up to them.
yeah, exactly. It's out of
Not
my hands at a point. So, but yeah, it's a super fun job. It's definitely an interesting population of people to work with because it's very different from you and I. We're not getting beat up all the time. They have to be prepared and ready for the next training session to get the most they can out of it. So it's a fun, different
I'm super
challenge.
interested in your field because before I was in finance, I went to school to be, and I got my degree in physical education.
Nice. Okay.
And so as a lot of people don't know, when you go through a bachelor's degree, a 4-year program for physical education, you aren't just taught how to be a PE teacher.
No.
You're taught how to be a personal trainer.
Yep.
You're taught how to be a physical therapist.
You're taking all the anatomy classes.
Yes.
You're
taught how to be like a borderline doctor. You're
taking a lot of stuff.
All these things. Yep. So I like watch a lot of what you do, and I'm like, oh, no, know those things.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's honestly, it was something I didn't think I was going to get into going into college. I was a history major.
Did you study for physical therapy?
Yeah. So I went to school for health studies and physical education with the intent to go get my doctorate in PT.
So you did go through for phys ed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I could have either been a gym teacher or I could have gone on to professional school, OT, PT, PA,
absolutely.
all that good stuff. So wanted to take a gap year to figure out what I wanted to do, and then kind of fell in love with where I fell into my company and developed like a really nice role for myself there. And my bosses have helped a lot with that too, and love what I'm doing, and it pays my bills and keeps me happy and lets me take care of a puppy. Awesome. So I'm good.
I came out here hoping to find work as a PE teacher in 2010. It was a rough year.
PE teachers are like Supreme Court justices. They die on the bench. They
I know.
Don't leave. Well, they get tenured and they just hang.
Big reason why I picked New Jersey, among all the other things that I've been here many times. I grew up coming out here, and I love the people here. I love the environment, all that kind of stuff. New Jersey is one of 4 states in the whole country where it's mandatory physical education daily, K through 12.
Okay.
It's Florida, Illinois, New York, and New Jersey.
Really?
That's it.
I did not know
So
that.
in 2010, from 2008 to 2010, in the recession of 2008, specials, art, music, phys ed, they're getting cut out of school programs. So where I was living in Colorado, all these PE teachers were losing their jobs.
and I'm getting ready to graduate, and I'm too far along into my program to change now.
Yeah, that's
I was on the Van Wilder program already. I changed schools 3 times.
Great
I'd had
reference.
5 different
Yeah.
majors. I probably have enough credits for 2 degrees.
Mhm.
They just don't like
I did
give you like
the
a here's
exact
an
same
extra
thing.
just for
Yeah.
fun degree, right?
Yeah, I did the
So-
exact same thing.
And I was like, all right, well, I'm in it now. Let's see what I can do. And I networked my butt off.
Yeah.
I was like all parts of the like state programs, and I knew like the head of physical education for the whole state. I knew head of physical education for the town of like for the city of Denver. But
Wow.
it didn't matter because when I graduated, there were so many people who had lost their jobs already. Schools were doing these pools.
Okay.
So if jobs became available, they were taking from
The pool.
seasoned teachers already.
Okay.
And then once those were exhausted, then I had a
Go to-
chance.
Okay.
And I didn't have an opportunity to like of a lot of people that I know that I graduated with or near, like within a year or so, the ones that are now still teaching phys ed,
Yeah.
they were able to sub and get in the door that
okay.
way.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that option because I had to work full time.
Yep.
I lived on my own.
Yeah.
I had to pay bills. And so I hoped coming out here that higher population,
Yep. 100%.
mandatory phys ed,
Yeah.
more teachers, more schools, that I would have a chance. And
Yeah.
so I networked like crazy for a year. I worked as a receptionist, and I worked as a receptionist full time. I babysat on the side.
Yeah.
And then I also worked at a liquor store like
Hustled.
15 to 20 hours a week.
Okay.
Just to New Jersey's expensive, guys.
New Jersey, I was gonna say you did not pick a cheap place to
No.
come to.
But it's great to live here.
Oh yeah.
And so I would all these like professional development classes and networking things are all during the week.
Yep.
During the day. I didn't have
When-
any benefits at
When
my
normal
job.
people are working. And
No
you can't
time
make it.
off.
Yeah.
So I'd have to take time off unpaid, pay to go to these things.
Yep.
And I was doing this for a year, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I said,
Something's
I
gotta
don't know
give.
what
I
to
gotta
do.
Yeah.
and so I had fallen into this position due to
Mhm.
my work ethic. I was offered this job as an assistant accounts payable clerk.
Yeah.
And I was enjoying it. And
Yeah.
so I decided, okay, we're going to give up phys ed.
You
It's
make a-
going to have to go. And we
You make
need
a
to.
good name for yourself.
Yeah.
Do something else. and
So 10 plus years later, I worked my way all the way up to a director of finance.
that's
I
awesome.
don't have any educational background in accounting.
Yeah.
Always been good at math and numbers though.
Yeah.
So that helps.
That's what I was
But
gonna say. You
and
better be at that
computers
point. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
technology and you know and figuring things out. So but now I love it, and people say all the time, why don't you go back to teaching? I said, you know what kind of pay cut I would take.
That would be it's a very. My mom is a first grade teacher.
My sister was a teacher too. She got out of it
Yeah.
because it is a brutal. Honestly, I am just absolutely disappointed in this country as to how little they
yeah.
value
They-
education.
I can agree
And
with that.
how little they value teachers.
Yeah.
And how much
Hearing-
they want just kids to just pass the test.
Fall in line and just
And I'm just like, this is not how it works.
No. Nope. My mom says it all the time. It's a shame that like it's just
It's
like
horrible.
an assembly line of
It's horrible.
little humans now. It's not like a
No.
and it's tough because like
And these
The
kids are
people-
not ready for the world.
it's tough because the teachers that have been in it for a while see that and can
They
combat it
have
a little bit.
but
But
they
the
really
teachers
have
that
no
are
choice.
the teachers that are like new into this, it's all they know.
And
So
honestly,
just
the
kinda
teachers
shot.
that go through the schooling process, you're not prepared
No.
for
No.
for the politics and the rules.
I think very few people who go through school for anything are fully prepared
Right.
for just
But people go to
Everything.
school
It's
to be a
like-
teacher because they want to be a teacher, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh,
once
yeah.
they get into the school system and they see
The
how
goings on,
horribly
Yeah.
teachers are treated, students are treated, the education system is treated.
I wouldn't say instant regret, but it's like instant like
They're
want
like-
to change it, but it's been so
Can't-
long since the change has happened that you can't like
Right. And you're like,
you're tripping over
the
your own
reason
feet.
why I'm here is to make a difference.
Right.
And
right.
am I going to be able to do that
Yeah,
with
it's tough.
all these people and all these institutions pushing me down?
Yeah.
Like
It's-
it's just I can't. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Well, I just want to thank Aaron again for
Yeah,
coming on the
of
show
course.
today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the
And
drinks.
I hope
Appreciate
you
it.
enjoyed our array of beverages. So
Definitely.
to go over again, we had the Hey Hermano from Icarus Brewing. It is an Imperial Mexican style lager, 7.1%. I would give that an 8 out of 10.
I think I'd give it like 7.5.
Yeah.
I'd go with that.
And then we had the Mango Kayak from Flying Fish. It was a hazy pale ale brewed with mango, 5.2%. Unfortunately, I'm going to give this a 3.
I was going to say, I'm going to go like, 3
to be
3.2.
nice.
I'll go a little more.
Are you going
for
the
Barstool
Barstool Sports
I'll
range
give
here
the
for the
decimals.
pizza?
Oh,
Do you
I'll
watch
give
that
the
show?
decimals.
My husband and I
course.
watched the
It's like a 10 out of 10
one
on
bite.
smell.
Everybody knows the
The
rules.
pizza review. He just did Rosie's. I'm waiting for him to post the video.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell my husband.
I have a bunch of friends. He did Rosie's and a couple other places locally, so I'm dying to see where we stack up.
I feel like I have a hard time rating beers because I have good relationships with breweries, and I don't want anyone to be mad at me.
100%. No, I can agree with that. But
I unfortunately, Flying Fish has never reached out to me, so.
But not everything can be a hit.
And
so
it's nothing personal.
No, it's a guess and check type thing.
It's a palate thing. It's not. It's my opinion.
100%.
It doesn't mean that it's not.
I could love something and you could hate it.
Absolutely.
I like sours. You might not.
I love sours.
I like sours as well. Why I'm a big fan.
And then we have the Rebel by Common Roots in New York. It is a IPA, India Pale Ale, and it's 6.5%. And I would give this a 9.
I was going to say, I'd give this a 9.
Yeah.
That's a high rating.
This
I like
was
that
great.
one a lot. That was
this
good.
was well done, Common Roots. And if you want to get in contact with myself or Aaron regarding donating tabs for the Ronald McDonald House of Philadelphia, you can DM Aaron at AARON_EGERTER. You can also DM me at Craft Brew Candle Co.
Awesome.
So thank you again so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And
it was a good time.
I think we're going to have Mike from the New Jersey Craft Beer Club on next month.
Sweet.
And waiting to confirm dates on that. And so thank you so much for joining. And feel free to comment at any time, even afterwards. And follow Craft Brew Candle Co. on Instagram and Aaron on Instagram as well. And thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. Cheers.
Sweet.